Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Sigma Lithium. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. And here on this chart we actually have what isn't necessarily the clearest, the most clear or the prettiest 5-wave move to the upside. We can consider this to be an initial wave 1 up, and we could be looking for a correction afterwards in a wave 2, where we have a support zone area roughly between the $10.5 level all the way down to the $2.3 level at the 78.6% retracement. And so far, we did react to a couple of those resistance levels a couple of times, and even at the 61.8% retracement, the golden ratio, we had a more significant reaction once again. And yeah, technically, from a large time frame perspective, this could be it in terms of the correction. Now, I have zero confirmations yet that we have bottomed. I am, in fact, still looking for an additional low in this area. And if I were to consider a count for this correction, I would be looking at something like this probably, where in the wave C to the downside, I would like to see an additional low. So this correction, I would classify it as a zigzag, where in the wave A, we had a leading diagonal that has formed. We have a correction, pretty quick one in a wave B, and then a C wave that could be ongoing to the downside even now still. And in that case, I would be looking for resistance for a wave 4 in this case, a wave 4 correction. In the case of an ending diagonal, we are dealing with a diagonal in the wave C as well, and I would be looking at in the area for resistance between the $5.5 level all the way up to the $8.2 level at the 61.8% retracement. Now that is preferred. It is better, I believe, for this chart to form an additional low, especially based on the structure that has formed from the current bottom. Here that we have a possible bottom in this area, but the structure isn't really suggesting that we have bottomed, and it's not a structure that I would necessarily prefer to deal with for the continuation to the upside. It could work out. It could be a series of 1-2 setups in this area, but it would be better for the chart if it formed another low and then we get a more clear 5-wave move to the upside in an initial wave 1. We get a correction in a wave 2 for the next level of confirmation, and yeah, that would be a very, very great entry. And even at that point, we might even end up still being in the larger support zone area, here in white. But if you are looking from a large time frame perspective, keep in mind we are in the support zone. This wave 2 could have bottomed, and starting the accumulation from this area is not really a bad idea, because in a follow-up to the upside in a wave 3, we are looking for quite high extensions. The wave 3 is expected to be the strongest. It usually is the strongest wave of the entire larger structure, and it is expected to form new all-time highs, and even from this current point to the all-time high, it's like 6x. So still really great entry area from a large time frame perspective. If you are interested, we can track this continuation to the downside, but keep in mind other counts are possible even within this correction, where I could consider it complete. For example, if the wave B had developed as a triangle instead, in something like an A, B, C, D, E, something like that could work out, and in that case we might be able to even consider that we have already bottomed and we are on our way to new all-time highs. And unfortunately, even if we break above the 61.8% retracement, other counts are still possible, where I could still be looking for additional lows, which is why I believe it is generally better to zoom out more on this chart. But still, we will check out what we can track here in the smaller time frame. Now we still are in the wave 4 resistance area. And as I was mentioning, it is possible to consider this something like a series of 1-2 setups, or even something like an A wave up, or a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, an A wave up of the wave 3, a B wave down in this area, and we could still see a C wave to the upside to follow. And in that case, I do have 2 support zones I could be looking out for. In the end, both of these structures do seem to have a 5-wave look to them internally, at least here on the smaller time frame. And it could be either that we would be looking for the general support area for a wave B, but that would be for wave B, yeah, between the $6.6 level all the way down to the $5.4 level. And we did find some support, some relevance at some of these points, some of these significant mathematical levels, but I could also argue to look out for a potential one series of 1-2 setups in this area where we did push to the bottom of the support zone. So at this point, we don't even have a clear 5-wave structure to the upside, so it is likely we might push a little lower. So we will track this larger area of support for direct continuation to the upside, but I would generally be very cautious, at least from a short time perspective, because the structure to the upside, nothing too impulsive, nothing too clear, and we could still form another low. Now, if you are accumulating from a large time frame perspective, good area in my opinion, lots of opportunities, and good risk reward ratio, good potential outcome. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.